Hey, what's up? The latest XGIMI Elfin Flip 4K projector might look very familiar to you, because it looks almost identical to the previous Elfin Flip, which we have tested on our channel Tech Brothers. As the name suggests, the new projector has 4K resolution, but it is not just 4K support like other projectors. It is native 4K resolution with lossless optical zoom. In addition, we tested the Elfin Flip with an LED light source, while the new projector features an RGB triple laser. It also has a brightness of 1600 ISO lumens, which is 4 times higher than the previous projector. As you can see, the XGIMI Elfin Flip 4K isn't just a minor update, it is a completely different projector. It comes with a new light source, brightness, resolution, a different smart system, an upgraded Harman Kardon speaker, and many other features. Perhaps the only thing these two projectors have in common is their design, although even here there are some changes. So let's test the new XGIMI Elfin Flip 4K and find out if it really is one of the best compact portable projectors of 2026, or perhaps even the best. So on the box we can see the projector, both folded up and unfolded. Next to the XGIMI logo is the Google TV logo. This is one of the key updates of the new projector, because the previous model ran on the Linux-based smart system. We can also see other features of the new projector, such as Netflix, sound by Harman Kardon, 1600 ISO lumens, 1 millisecond, ultra-low input lag, optical zoom from 0.9 to 1.3 to 1. There is nothing on the back of the box. The projector is packed very well inside the box. We will take it out now, but we will take a closer look at it a little later. Then there is a user manual and a warranty card. Even the accessories that come in their own packaging are securely held in place by the foam. There is a backlight, Bluetooth remote control, batteries, and a 150 watts power adapter. That's all you get in the box, but XGIMI actually offers a lot of branded accessories for their projectors, such as various stands, screens, carrying cases, and other items. You can even buy a replacement remote control if you lose yours. As you can see, the XGIMI Elfin Flip 4K comes in a new color. I think it is brown, isn't it? In any case, it looks very attractive and premium. The projector looks great on a shelf. Unlike some other projectors, you will not want to hide this one. When it is folded up, it doesn't even look like a projector, so be prepared to explain to your guests what it is and see their surprised faces. The XGIMI Elfin Flip 4K is made entirely of plastic, including both the projector and its stand. To my surprise, even the speaker grill on the front is made of plastic. However, there is a glass panel around the lens and the screen adjustment sensors. We can also see here 4K laser and optical zoom 0.98 to 1.3 to 1. The new projector has many more ports on the back than the previous model, specifically 3.5mm audio jack, HDMI 1 with eARC support, and HDMI 2, 2 USB-A ports, DC in port, and power button. There is a ventilation grill on the back, but the one located at the bottom of the projector is much larger. We will check the heat and noise levels a little later. One of the main features of this projector and of the Elfin Flip series as a whole is its adjustable stand. You can rotate the projector 150 degrees on it to project the image onto the wall and to the ceiling. You can also use it as a handle to carry the projector. I like this stand because it is very compact and doesn't make the projector much bigger and heavier. On the other hand, the projector probably isn't as stable as other projectors with bigger stands. By the way, the weight of the XGIMI Elfin Flip 4K is only 1555 grams. Its dimensions, when folded, are 254 by 245 by 78 millimeters. It is really compact and easy to carry the projector, although I cannot call it portable, because it doesn't have a built-in battery. By the way, I noticed that the remote control isn't the same color as the projector itself. Most likely, they just carried it over from the previous model, even though the new projector runs on a different operating system. In any case, it is slim and made of high-quality materials. It feels very comfortable to hold. It features backlit buttons, and you can also use voice control, Netflix, YouTube, Prime Video, auto screen adjustment, live TV, and others. Now let's turn on the projector. One of the main features of the XGIMI Elfin Flip 4K is the Google TV Smart System. This is actually an upgrade, because the previous model ran on the Linux-based system. I prefer Google TV over any other TV and projector systems because it looks the same on all devices. I just need to sign in to my Google account and all apps sync automatically. So I have Prime Video, Netflix, YouTube, HBO Max, and some other apps pre-installed on the XGIMI Elfin Flip 4K projector. In the Apps section, you can download many other applications. By the way, here's a handy tip. You can sign in to multiple Google accounts for different family members, including a kid's account. As for the settings, you can start by selecting Screensaver. Next, there is a menu of quick settings, such as Screensaver, Inputs, Display, Sound, Wi-Fi, Google Home, Bluetooth, and Accessibility. By the way, I have a new system update. It promises a picture mode enhanced to optimize picture quality for select face-ins and fixed several known issues. It is great that the system updates are being released, and I think this will be not the last one. You can also go to the full settings menu. There are inputs settings here, such as HDMI 1, HDMI 2, global CEC control, allow TV to turn off connected devices, and allow connected devices to turn on TV. And next we have projector settings, but we will come back to them a little later. Now let's take a look at the display and sound settings. In the picture settings, you can adjust the projector light output. Change picture mode. Brightness, contrast, saturation, and sharpness. In the advanced settings, you will find many other useful options, such as 11-point white balance correction, 2-point white balance correction, color temperature, dynamic black level enhancement, gamma, color space, color tuner, MEMC, HDR, HDMI RGB range, game settings, and some others, which, to be honest, I don't even know what they are used for. In any case, this is probably the most advanced picture settings I have ever seen on a projector. This is really important for the RGB triple laser. We spent quite a lot of time optimizing the image quality on this projector. We will come back to this a bit later. When it comes to the sound settings, here we have sound style, basic settings, speaker, speaker delay, E-arc, down mix mode, and dialogue enhancer. We will also test the sound quality of the built-in speaker. It promises to be very good, thanks to Harman Kardon tuning. I would also like to show you the About section on this projector, so you can see the model, Android TV OS version, and software version. By the way, the XGIMI Elfin Flip 4K has 64 gigs of internal storage. As for the RAM, we need to install the AIDA64 to find out how much it has. So here we can see that the projector has 2 gigs of RAM. Let's also go to the display section and check the resolution. It is 3840 by 2160 pixels, so the XGIMI Elfin Flip 4K really has a 4K native resolution. This is fantastic for a compact projector. Now let's go back to the projector settings, specifically the image correction settings. First, there are keystone settings available, such as auto keystone correction, auto keystone on startup, auto keystone upon motion, intelligent obstacle avoidance, auto screen alignment, and keystone calibration. Then the projector has a wall color adaptation function. You can also manually adjust keystone if you want. As for image zoom, the XGIMI Elfin Flip 4K supports lossless optical zoom from 0.98 to 1.3 to 1. After 0.98x, digital zoom is used. This is another improvement and a stunning feature for a compact projector. You can zoom in or out without losing 4K quality. The XGIMI Elfin Flip 4K also has an image displacement function, but it moves the image digitally rather than physically, because it doesn't have a lens shift like the larger, more expensive XGIMI projectors. Next, there is an image rotation and screen restore. As for focus settings, we can also use autofocus or manual focus. You can also enable autofocus on startup and autofocus upon motion. The other projector settings include projection type, eye protection mode, and Bluetooth speaker mode. By the way, eye protection mode works very well. When the projector detects a person in front of the screen, it displays a message about the eye protection and reduces the brightness. Overall, the XGIMI Elfin Flip 4K uses ISA or Intelligent Screen Adaptation Technology version 5.0 for autofocus, auto keystone correction, intelligent screen alignment, and obstacle avoidance. This is probably the most precise image correction of any projector I have tested. Just look at how it aligns the projection to my projection screen. I didn't use the manual screen adjustments on this projector at all. Now let's talk about the built-in speaker and the sound quality of the XGIMI Elfin Flip 4K projector. It has a single 7 watts Harman Kardon speaker with Dolby Audio, Dolby Digital, and Dolby Digital Plus support. Let's listen to some music. The first thing that surprised me was the volume level. The speaker is loud enough for its compact size, and I would say it is perfect for a small or a medium-sized room. In my opinion, the bass is good here, but the strongest point of this speaker is still the clarity of the sound, specifically the clear dialogue.
Yeah, yes, Uncle get him, let him sleep. He needs his rest.
Cookie dough ice cream for lunch.
What kind of mother would I be?
How about scrambled eggs?
Get that for breakfast.
Voices are easy to follow in movies and TV shows. The sound quality is really good for such a compact projector, but if you still want something better, and you will probably want the best possible sound quality to go with a 4K picture, then you can connect an external sound system via HDMI eARC. Another thing I really like about the Elfin Flip 4K is how quiet it is. XGIMI rates the noise level at just 28 decibels at 1 meter, but my noise meter shows about 38 decibels at 1 meter and 40 decibels near the projector. You can hear the soft hum if you sit right next to the projector, but the fan is barely noticeable from a normal viewing distance. Finally, let's move on to the most important part of this review – image quality. You know, this was probably the most challenging review for me, because I will spend many hours setting up the projector and my camera so that you can see the image as close to how it looks in real life as possible. I usually record the image quality of projectors on my iPhone using the default settings for both the camera and the projector. Just look at how the iPhone captured the image of this projector. It is terrible. That's not at all what I saw with my own eyes. So this time I decided to shoot with my Panasonic digital camera. Beforehand, I spent a lot of time adjusting the settings on the camera to make the projection image as close to reality as possible, but I can still see that it lacks color. In real life, the image from the XGIMI Elfin Flip 4K is more vibrant. As for the projector settings, I selected Picture Mode, Movie, Color Temperature, Movie, and Color Space, Rec Point 709. As I said, the colors are more vibrant in real life, but even from these videos, you can see that they are stunning. The XGIMI Elfin Flip 4K is Delta E less than 1 SGS certified. This is a certification for color accuracy. The lower the number, the more accurate the colors. The value below 1 is considered extremely accurate. The projector also covers 110% of the BT.2020 color gamut and supports 2000:1 dynamic contrast. The XGIMI Elfin Flip 4K supports HDR10 by default. And you can see this in the picture settings when selecting a picture mode. You can also enable MEMC in the picture settings. There are several modes available for MEMC here. As for the sharpness, the XGIMI Elfin Flip 4K uses a 0.39-inch DLP chip with a native 4K resolution. The image is extremely clear across the entire screen, both in the center and at the edges and corners. You know, we have tested many 1080p projectors, but this one is noticeably sharper and more detailed. The rated brightness of the XGIMI Elfin Flip 4K is 1600 ISO lumens. This is a major jump over the original Elfin Flip's 400 ISO lumens. The new projector uses an RGB triple laser light source, which helps it deliver both high brightness and a wide color gamut. Please note that I am testing the projector in movie mode, so this is probably not its maximum brightness. But even so, the image looks amazing in a dark room. As for the well-lit room, the image is still watchable and fairly clear. However, as with any projector, the more light there is in the room, more contrast suffers, especially in dark scenes. For the best picture quality, I would still recommend using it in a dim or a dark room. But if you want to watch YouTube videos, sports, or other contents during the day, the Elfin Flip 4K is bright enough to handle a well-lit room reasonably well. Now into a few more video samples, without my commentary.
Something to tell you that's gonna sound crazy.
Okay, thank you.
Everybody good? We used to know each other.
Name one bird cooler than your dad.
LeSwan James, Handaya, Michael Beek Jordan, Timothy Quailament,
I said one.
Bad Birdie, Tate McCraven.
For lunch, what kind of mother would I be? How about scrambled eggs? For breakfast. That's right, I forgot. How about pasta?
Back to the 2 injuries. 44 for Clay. Now you just need to stop. Turnovers tonight. Cleaned it up and beat the second. 21 total for the game.
Bottom 3, bases empty, 2 away, and the 2-1 pitch to Shohei Ohtani.
Whoa, it's like when we came out of the postseason, we were just like, I wonder if Shohei's going to be nervous.
11 on the game to Tonjes. It's McCaffrey running right. Chased down by Tremaine Edmonds. 11 on the game to Tonjes. It's McCaffrey running right. Chased down.
Man, mate. A fellow with dangerous friends.
So after spending some time with the XGIMI Elfin Flip 4K, I have to say that this is a very impressive compact projector. The biggest advantage is the combination of 4K resolution, high brightness, excellent sharpness, and compact, portable design. The image looks detailed and vibrant. The built-in Harman Kardon speaker is also a nice bonus, providing clear and surprisingly powerful sound for such a small projector. I also really like the new Google TV system, the automatic setup features, and the flexible design that makes it easy to move the projector around and set it up wherever you want. The only thing I would recommend is connecting an external sound system if you want deeper bass and really cinematic sound experience. This way, the sound can fully complement the stunning 4K image. Overall, the Elfin Flip 4K offers an excellent combination of image quality, brightness, portability, and smart features. If you are looking for a compact projector that you can easily take from the room to the room or even on a trip while still getting an impressive 4K picture, the XGIMI Elfin Flip 4K is definitely worth considering. So is it one of the best compact portable projectors of 2026? In my opinion, it definitely deserves a place on that list. Thank you for watching, see you soon!